You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Insight Fantasy Sports AFL Fantasy Show again. I've got a special edition watch-along. Usually, we try to do our watch-alongs at night during the primetime game, but I decided this week we want to give a little bit of love to some of the teams that aren't getting the primetime slot. So this week we've got Tigers v Sydney at the MCG. Obviously, Sydney had a rough time of it last week, and Tigers have been somewhat impressing. So I don't think those odds on screen there have a proper representation of how much of a chance Richmond have here to get a win, while Sydney obviously not having the season they wanted. We've got about just a few minutes before bounce, so I might actually take it off this and go through how my fantasy week and my fantasy trades have been going with everyone here. So as we can see there, players that have played, Zorko with an 87 isn't great for what you want from his price, but just looking at the breakdown of points, he actually saved it to an 87, it looked like. So he had 32 at half time and then 50 at 3/4 time. So a big 37-point final quarter saved that for him, but I'm sure a lot of people have him, so it's not the end of the world. Obviously, Bont, I might actually go a bit early while we've got the time here over to my 13th week of commandments, which would be number 9 here. Round 13, the latest one on the right side there. Thou shalt not trade in a player due to just their name. And that's putting in the comparison with Bontempelli and with Matt Kennedy, because I was flipping and turning between the two of them. Obviously, Kennedy with that forward dual position opportunity. And he just blew him out of the water this week. And I think he's actually got more of a fantasy relevant game than Bontempelli. He's just spending way more time on the outside. And Bont's just getting stuck inside, only getting these +2 cheap handballs. Well, not cheap handball, hard-working handballs, I should say. And obviously Kennedy, look at that consistency. Just not a score below 105, let alone 107. For that's 7 weeks in a row. 8 weeks, with that 132 that he scored after the bye. So that's a bad miss from me. Just trading in Bont because he's done it so many times before. He's a big name. And that was sort of the basis on my decision there, which is something we want to avoid going forward. Levi 63 and a Will 113 is great for him. He's going to actually keep on going up price. We'll be able to trade him for a proper Uber premium soon when the Lions go on their bye. Berry 60 is fine. He's just there for his cash gen at the moment for me, so I can again trade him to someone bigger. And disappointing Rankin 68. I don't think he's going to be top 8 anymore, with Kennedy coming in very comfortably and the rise of a few other players in there. I don't think Rankin's got his top 6 spot as comfortably as we think he does. Obviously, Smith, Martin, Petrarca. Who else goes in there? Obviously, Kennedy. That's 4. Then there's 2 just to have between the likes of your Warners. Does Daniel come back into the fray with Sheasel going forward in game a bit more? Quick overlook at my trades before we get into the bounce. So I had a quiet Thursday night, thankfully, when we found out that Roberts was ill. So I flipped from Roberts to keep Bice, which I'm hoping he gets more ball, because I just needed the 18 on the park, as well as that that break even being awful, which allowed me to keep onto Levi for another score on field and get rid of Connor Stone, who is well and truly out of the GWS side. So kept Bont, kept Hardiman, and went on Butler. It was a toss-up between him and Seamus Mitchell, but again, just to field the amount we needed for this week, took Sam Butler playing forward, and they both scored the same anyway. I did a little piece on it on my Twitter, which you can see just down there, at BK_IFS for the Insight Fantasy Sports. And yeah, toss and turn. I think it's looking like Mitchell's going to be the better pick, but we'll just let that one play out for the time being, I think. And yeah, that's enough of my fantasy team. For now, we'll check back on it. Actually, I probably should have checked who I've got playing in this game from Sydney and Richmond. Obviously, we have Bice for me, which I don't love. Short injured still. He's been an absolute terrible one. And it looks like it's actually just Bice for me, so not a whole lot relevant there. And yeah, I tell you what, it would have only been Roberts before the injury. So, not long until bounce is off that final prep siren. As always, I'm going to pause it on the bounce, so if you want to sync up with me, just pause it as the ball hits the ground and we'll count each other in to sync up. If not, we'll just use a little bit of commentary. So I've paused it now, and I'll give it the countdown to press play. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, and the ball is up on the stream. Nankwe in the first one gets it back. Big clearance for Richmond already. Can we get a mark? Not quite. Lynch's got the glove. Blakey with a bit of composure. Or not. Just drop short. Whoa. Sydney making it hard for themselves. Lloyd tap down. And there's the Chad with an early kick. Jordan wins it over Vlosten. Got players all streaming through here, Sydney. Needs to be a good kick from McInerney, but it isn't. Taranto hits Lynch on the chest inside 50 in the first minute. This could be a dream start. Good hit. So who are the relevant players in this one going to be? As we watch Lynch taking that set short. Sprays it left. He's going to hang out there. So I'm going to have a look here at Richmond ownership. So have we got Trainer, a few people might be still holding on to. Obviously, Law's out with that injury. Connor Gray Campbell Gray not getting selected this week with Bolter back in the side. Taranto's going to win a free kick here. Caleb Smith was one I was tossing up between him and Berry. Sam Berry, that is, in the midfield, but I took Berry just because the role was a bit more reliable. And then there's a few others as well. McAuliffe, who's doing okay, doing his thing. In Taranto, if you wanted to go there. Whereas for the Swans, relevant ones, obviously Roberts, if you still held on to him. Bice, if you had to hold on to him. Cleary's out. Chad Warner, if you went forward for him. I just didn't go because he's never done over 90 or 91, I think it is, in a season. So I was happy to have a miss on him. Blakey's starting well. Hayward working down the ground. So I'm just still having a bit of a look. Corey Warner, who was another one of those whose cash gen is more or less destroyed, but some people might have had to hold him for a forward option. Sheldrick, who's been phenomenal for those who took a punt on him. Really good. 380 plus scores in a row. And now here come Tigers. Oh, he's still going. Has a bounce. Oh, and turns it over. Steely Green gets it back. Hopper dismisses his target. What's going on here? I think we're seeing Trainer up forward again as well. Bice with a kick, lovely. And good tackle from Vlosten on Jordan. Another Richmond free kick here. Nankervis. Just going to go deep. Inside 50. No one gets to it. Swansea. Just doesn't get the bounce. Ha! Blakey nearly gets hit in the head by the goal umpire. Easy kick out. Rampy again. Goes short. Heaney now. Perfectly weighted kick to McLean. Another kick. This is good movement from Swans. Hayward goes wide. Jordan now. I'm seeing Bice up the field a little bit. He could get a +6 on the wing here. Gonna go inside, which is probably the better option. Anyone here? Francis can't get it. McLean drops it. Kicked out. Heaney drops as well. Big bump. McLean has it again. He'll be happy to just lock it in. It's come out low, row bottom. And he'll be happy to holding the ball. Just didn't make an attempt to dispose of it. It's just too late for him. Tried to break out of the tackle and Presti held on. Does well. Lynch picks it up. Outside 50. Goes for goal or in between or neither. Had two open options to go for, but went himself. Alright, locking up now. Out the back. Lloyd just with a huge up and under. Hopper drops a mark. Breaks a tackle. Sells some candy to Francis. Hard handball to Trainer. Loses it, but will get a tackle for any of your Trainer owners. Man under pressure there. Dean Cox. Lloyd again kick smothered. Can Richmond get this turnover? Mills with a big kick out. And nudge in the back from Bolton. Aaron Francis. Goes there, Bice. Oh, give it to Bice. Corey Warner. He's going to back himself to kick it. Now Corey. Straight in front. About 25-30 out. And puts it through. Alright, well, that gets us off to a start. Swans with the first. That'll be a good start for any Corey Warner owners as well. Bice had the free kick. Does he get the points for that free kick, I think? I think he does. If they play advantage right. They still got a free kick. Let's have a look. See his point breakdown. No, he doesn't. Wow. Trainer again with a kick. Did he get any in the back? Sims. Doesn't look like it. Tossed him. Grundy tries to hit it wide in the Heaney direction. Heaney wrapped up. It's discussing a few different warm-up boots. Interesting. I suppose they'd have their ones that they, wear out all the time. Bit like running shoes, I imagine. You'd have your training pair and then your racing pair that might wear out really easily or something like that. I think that'd be a good way to go about it. Trainer with another kick. Blakey, another mark. He's getting heaps of it in this early quarter. Bice mark. Has a bounce, just don't lose it. Now Bice kick. Hangs it up. Ralph Smith spoils Corey Warner. Warner does well. That's still a Bice +6. Bice handball again. It's a low-scoring game so far. This will work for Richmond, I think. It's just, when you're... In this case, the Swans, when you're in that position where you're against an easier sort of opponent, you want to get out to that early lead and sort of put the game to bed early. Don't give them a sniff. And at the moment, only a kick and Richmond get back. Spoiled by Blakey. Rolling out. That might be high. Taranto gets one high. Alright. Taranto must finish from here. Been in good goal-kicking form. Surely must sail through. Starts left, but it's coming back! That's a man that knows his kick, especially on that angle. Nicely done. And as we say, Tigers are ahead. Yes, misses the spoil, Blakey. Now, I don't know... yeah, I mean, he's got a hand to the face. It's a high free kick and just threw the head back. Don't know about that, but... Anywho. What was I thinking? Thinking something anyway. It's up again. Sims taps away. Warner tackled. On the ball! Huh! Oh, steps off the mark. Lynch drops. Handball over the top. Seth Campbell! gets the goal. And Richmond are up by 2 goals. Now, that's what I was saying about that Blakey missed spoil. So many footy players try to hit the absolute leather off it with their spoils. I think sometimes you just got to run in with the hand, just get it up nice and high. Because with the momentum coming in, and just obviously you moving, that ball will fly. You don't need to nail it and, risk missing it, like happened to Blakey, and now they're 2 goals behind. Great finish from Seth Campbell. No backflip just yet. Tell you what a season he's having. More goals than Lynch. Up it goes. You go through. Trainer gun. He's playing an interesting position as trainer. Oh, that is a late advantage. I think he did play on, though. Now, is there a bias anywhere around here? There he is. The yellow boots. Gonna go to Blakey. Clever kick. Now Blakey will try and place it. Jordan just drops it. Prestia needs to get rid of it. Loses it. Big kick inside 50. Francis against 2 of them. And Vloster, I tell you, I'd be reliable one on the boundary, taking the big high catch. Now Trainer again. Another +6. No, overcooked the kick. Handballs it wide. Just goes out. Take a quick fantasy score check. I think what time for? I reckon Blakey's going to be well up there. And he is on a 30. Trainer 28 after so many traded him out. Still got that sub risk though. Bice on a 25 after so many traded him out. Not me though. What else we got? What else is really relevant, to be honest? I mean, Taranto, I suppose a few people would have. No one's brave enough to jump on Prestia with his history. Wicks maybe. Some people might have on a 9. McAuliffe on a 3, I know some people have. And where is Caleb Smith on a 6? Yeah. Anyway, good little look. I'm very happy with that from Bias, I must say. A lot of people be happy with Trainer too. He did say play on, that's why I stepped off the mark, bro. Loston breaks the tackle of Hayward far too easily. Prestia looks wide. Gives it to Rouse Smith, who can take a mark from here. 3-on-1. Braden Campbell playing down the field. I reckon Sydney capable of scoring quickly. At that moment, you'd rather be in the Tigers camp. Ooh. Yeah, has to be. Prestia steps around 1, steps around 2, and nails it. Check side from the pocket. Sells a whole lot of candy. That'll put a smile on your face. See this again. Yeah. Goes round 1. Goes round 2 again. Brilliantly done. Yeah, he started well. 9 disposals, a goal. Midway through the first quarter. And here they come. Bounced up. It's unlucky. You tackle them so well that they drop it, and yeah, it comes out. All of a sudden, you're dropping them. Hayward, Warner blazing away. Michael himself hits it wide. He's looked angry, Chad. I must say, looks angry, and I tell you what, maybe that Freo move isn't looking so bad for him now. Whoa, not a great kick. Drop down. Richmond have it. Banks now. Underground handball. Don't know if that was the option to Mansell. Mansell with an underground handball, and they're just going to work it down the line for the territory. Heaney kicks it out of a pack. Need to play on Campbell with a bit of speed. Puts it on a chest. Oh, it's late. I'm not going to give it. I probably wouldn't. I think there's every chance he drops it. Obviously, it's much easier to see here in the slow motion. Oh, yeah, actually, it might be there because he's playing for if he takes it on the chest, but he gets the hands out like he should. And now Hayward leading the Sydney goal kicking. Lines it up. And that. It's horrible. Another kick out. So yeah, on that, I would have said Sydney style of the game, but back in Richmond. Just based off what we're seeing at the moment. Big kick forward. Does well. Interested to see where we're at with the fantasy scores, actually. Grundy tap down. Oh! Hopper! Needs to get rid of it. He does. Campbell from the pocket. Oh, big mark! Big mark, Jonty Fall. Gonna go around the corner from here. Doesn't look real confident. And it's the wrong side of it. And that's a confidence killer. And the opposite way, I wouldn't surprise if we see a Sydney goal in its next 3.5 minutes. Just off the back of that. No, they've gotten away with one. Great kick, Mills. McInerney. Steps off his mark, needs to play on. Finds McCartan. I'm looking for the yellow boots of Bice. Not seeing any. Sheldrick now. Haven't seen much of him in the game, actually. Mills again. McLean does well to bring it down to ground. And it goes Lloyd. Kicked forward. There's 3 there. And up to Chad. And what did I say about that missed snap? What did I say? Didn't look confident. Hits the wrong side of it. And now Sydney got the other end and have a good chance for a goal. These are the hands you'd wanted in. Angry Warner recently. But that looks absolutely phenomenal. Brings it into a goal. Yeah, you don't want to be too hard on the young kid, but he just has to snap that through. Jonty Fall. And now look. Easy as you like there. There it is, the Chad. The away strip, the red V. Up it goes again. Tackles that Sheldrick in there. Gets the kick. Good take, Fire Francis. Going to be on the edge of his range. Going to try and convince him that he can kick it from there. As we see Warner playing forward. He's already kicked 4-5. He's back to about nearly the centre circle. He'll have to be kicking this from inside the centre square. Takes every metre he can. Launches. Not going to get there. And then kicks it from behind. No kick out. Is that Smith? +5 for him. For all that have him. Bounces down. Rowbottom just pings it up around the corner. Attempts smacking his face from McLean. Corey Warner. Mills. An early whistle from the umpire. Less than a minute to go. Gonna see any more twists to this term. Tap down. Heaney. Inside to out. Rampy. Lloyd now. Looks to get it in. 2-on-1. Easy Richmond marks. Count down the seconds down the final 30. Blakey gets it out. Mills needs to get it out. Goes out. 20 seconds. Needs to pick it up. Just Prestia. Hopper now. Can he hit a target? He does. Jonty Foley missed the snap. Now this one would be a bit more forgivable if he can't mark. Even a point would be valuable here. Alright, I don't... Has he got the journey? Imagine that. Launches. Jesus, he's cleared that easily just offline. Still thinking about that. Behind, I imagine. Anyway. Tigers up by a goal. Doesn't surprise me as much as it might surprise others. Let's take a look at the scorers. Prestia's gone whack with a 59, hasn't he? It's a big, big score for him. Mills also a 36. You would have had to be a brave man to bring him in, but he was in pretty much everyone's teams at the start of the year. And he's dropped down a little bit in price, so he might be a nice one to jump on. Probably, yeah, after next week, after their bye, if he gets a good score here. Move down the rows. Blakey got that one behind, not a goal. Taranto with a goal, doing his thing. Trainer's been impressive with 26. 28 rather. Yeah, five disposals, 4 of them kicks, and 2 off marks. So a few +6s, a few kicks, and a few tackles. Playing, I'm not really sure what he's playing. I'd like to see his heat map, but he's doing alright. Bias 25. Now this is interesting with him because he was on 25 halfway through the quarter as well. So you can look at it as he had a rocket start, or you can look at it as him dropping off. I'm going to go with the glass half empty and see that he's dropped off and hasn't scored in a while, so he needs to get himself back into the game. Banks, plenty of kick-outs for him. No, I'll have Sheldrick worked up to a 20. I have no idea where he was early on, so he's going okay. And that might be it for the relevant players, apart from the rookies. Caleb Smith, 11, wants to get more out of him. And McCall of 3 is terrible for owners of him. And Brody Grundy with a 1 is an interesting one for me. Obviously had that 1 handball for a +2, 8 hitouts +10. And then must be just a bunch of free kicks against, to be honest. Just puts him down on 1 there. And that will be all. Chad Warner with the goal and behind has 12, 4 touches. Just not a fantasy relevant real player. Amazing player, don't get me wrong, but fantasy not quite him. Corey with a goal as well, only 16, is acceptable, I suppose. It's just lucky he got that goal. As we work our way back up to the top. Yeah, good to see Bison Trainer. People that were forced to hold both of them are going okay. This would be a time to chuck any questions you have in the comments as well while there's a little break in time. A couple minutes. Something else I want to cover in my fantasy team is, I suppose, who would be the trade-ins for next week, really, with Freo and St Kilda on their buys. And for me personally, the big one's going to be Nazaya Wankanin-Millera as one I don't have. It would have been nice for him to get a small score last week, but wasn't to be. And yeah, look at that, 117 off back of a 134. He's still going up in price, so it's a good sort of medium to get him at. He's gone up about 40k since the start of the year as well, so you're not really sacrificing too much to get him. Obviously, Sinclair, he's back on the up as well. Break even of 80 after his last four of 139, 119, and 112. He's getting back to his best, and I think he's number 2 player in the comp. Champion data had it as. Who's number 1? Can't remember. I know that Lockie Ash was high on it as well. For anyone else for the Saints we really want to worry about? Marshall's an interesting one because he's still down 120k. Just depend on that ruck sort of difficulty rating, I suppose, which I'm not particularly well versed in. So it could be an option. Might even be a luxury trade if your team's all sorted out, unlike mine. And yeah, McRae off his injury will be an interesting one to keep track of as well, especially with the uncertainty in the top 6 forwards. Hell, it could be Smith, Martin, Petrarca, Kennedy, and yeah, and maybe McRae for that top 5. Nev and Brooklyn in are saying Tigers for a win. I'm honestly with you as well, because I think they can be playing better. Still, they have another level to go up to. As we're back in the middle, as usual, I'll pause on my bounce. So I'm paused there, balls up in the air. Give you all a moment. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, and play. When's the first hit out? Rowbottom gets it out. Cunningham. Given high. Plays it on, gets it out quickly. A little bit of space here for McInerney to run. Big chase here from Campbell. Gets it away if he can. And Bolter in the middle. Oh, no. Mills again. Yeah, it's not just fantasy scores with Mills. He's actually playing great footy, which is something to keep an eye out for. Moving on to Rampy. Love to see Bice getting on the end of some of these kicks. Heads up. Off the deck from Taranto. Clever. And there is Trainer again. Looking for another +6. So he is playing some hybrid forward, even on a wing, as he turns it over. Cunningham, they're going to go inboard here. Mills again with another +6. Brave Mark Hayward. Warner needs to get it out. Shrugs one. Gets the kickoff. Can we play on? Campbell and Broad. Good tackle, Sydney. It's up again. Tapped away and we'll have another ball up. Tap forward. Mills again. Blakey. Great mark. Beautifully on Brown. Miller with it now. Tigers playing a bit slower, just controlling the tempo here. Pops it up. Can't mark Taranto. That's going to be high on Ralph Smith, and he knows it. Heaney, don't know who he's looking for there. Warner on a lead. Gets it out. A few struggled handballs in here. Smith bowled it over. Campbell now. Kenny the target. And he does. James Jordan again. It's brilliant to get it from in to out from Sydney. Nevin Brooklyn still got Tigers after a loss to the Giants. Yeah, well, he played well for 3 quarters of the game, then just dropped off in the last. Sydney didn't play well in any quarters last week. So I'm with you there. Tap for a behind from Nankervis. Kicked wide, Caleb Smith gets a +6. Goes not quite. Heaney. Trainer. Lloyd now waltzing in, kicks it. It's the man blocked. Gonna be here. Campbell gets the ball back. He's done well. It's charging in using his speed. This will be an almighty kick for him if he needs it. Oh, does not get it. Bolter! Under pressure from Warner and just taps it out on the full. And Lloyd closest to it. .16 this season. Doesn't look to snap it from the boundary line. He's going to go for the drop punt. Imagine that. Nah. Close. Oh. Wowee. Broad with the kick out. Is it in now? Oh. Big attempted mark. Warner with a step. Down to Heaney. Nice, lovely. Let's go up and under Bice. It's 2-on-1 and Bolt is going to take that like to training grab. Good effort. Well done, Bice. Go back to him. Well done, Bice. Get rid of it. Lovely. +2 for him. And that is a tackle and a half. So, that's fantastic. Now, what can Tigers do off the back of it? Broad again. Over the top. Smith now with another +3 on his score. Nank brings it to ground. Lynch is going to have to move. Rampy running around McCartan. Rampy gets the 1-2 back from him. Warner gets the kick out. Under pressure. Great pick up, Floston. Trainer! Oh. Just to behind. He's playing forward, but coming down the ground. Has a bounce, Blakey. Has another one. Sit down, Grundy. Shrugs off tackle. Steps around, goes to Jordan on wing. Kicks it. Into Nank with a big smother. Now centre wing. Tigers still up. Beautifully done, McAuliffe. It's back to Miller. Banks just takes some off the kick. Taranto now. Through. Brown shrugs off a tackle. Can he hit a target? And he does. Ralph Smith. Got one coming around. Chipped up by Banks. Just misses Ross. Lynch can't keep it in. They're going to get a ball in. Taylor Adams there will be looking to make an impact when he comes on. And it is again. Off boots, Lloyd. Scrap kick out of there. Miller goes back. Ralph Smith again. Good kick inside 50. Sims. Just off target. Not 15, but Lloyd has all the time in the world to be out on the full. What will Brown do with it here? Looks top of the goal square. Tried to punch behind. Mansell. Give me another ball in. Richmond locking it in there. They're forward 50. Very happy with the effort here. Grundy gets free of Nank and just hoofs it forward. Can he get a mark? As well, Ross. Sheldrick gets it out. Jordan now have some run. Bice with a handball in there. McLean just can't get the mark. Broad now. Sees the option out on the wing. They were out and beautifully done, Bolter. Forward it goes. Taranto, not quite. Lloyd, go wide to Bice. Go wide to Bice. Oh, Warner now goes himself and should have gone to Bice. What can I say? Up it goes. Body on Blakey. Down he goes. Well done, Mansell. As Blakey comes off for a rest for Mills. Taken out again. God, cagey game. Goes again. Nanked up down. Grundy. Beautifully done. McLean misses the mark. Needs to get rid of it, Smith. And does. Vlosten runs into a man. Lynch just trying to hold his space. Fumbled from McCartan. Nev in the chat's hoping that Tigers win. Don't think it's too relevant to Brisbane's chances, but you just like seeing these young sides getting up, I suppose, don't you? Garandia shoves him out of it and hoofs it forward again now. Hayward gets Good kick in. Jordan looks at what's ahead of him. Jordan now tries to pop it up for Heaney. Heaney, can he get out? Just gets behind. He might halfway through once again have a look at those fantasy scores. So Prestia hasn't done much since quarter time, but still at 59. Mills up to a 50, just showing what he can do. He's averaged 100 however many seasons in a row. Blakey's getting plenty of it. Lloyd, Trainer. And now Heaney gets one. Didn't even see what happened here. We'll be back with the fantasy scores because there will have been a little bit of a change in them. Let's see what happened here. Good kick. Oh, no. Don't want to be conceding those in a cagey game. It's a great kick. They're taking the piss out of the kick out. Look at this. That's as easy in a mark as you get. I don't know how they're trying to put this on whoever took out the kick out. That's terrible, terrible commentating. Anyway. I see Mills 50 there. Heaney just gets up to 42 with that goal. Trainer 38. It's fantastic if you need to hold him. Bice 35, the same. And he's been quiet too. Not been dominating. But as we've shown, he can have those portions where he does go, 10 minutes without getting a touch. So just needs to keep it up. He's been trusted with that 91% time on ground for him. So that's at least a positive. Chad with a 31's been getting a little bit more, but still below par. Sheldrick 25 is also still below par. What's his break even at now, Sheldrick? So break even is at 9. So he's making you money regardless, but 561k is there. Who else is there for it? Caleb Smith, 24, is doing pretty good for what he's priced at. Just needs a few moments like that. McCall of 13 isn't enough for what you want from him, though. And that'll just about round it out. Obviously, have a bigger look at half-time. But Bice with another one. See something he likes? Up it is again. Tapped out of it. It goes Melican. Now here comes this Richmond run. Dribbles it along the ground. Stopped well from McCartan. Gets it out, but turns it forward. Campbell now. Bice again. Now, is he going to hit a target this time? He does. Long down wing. One out. Heaney can't get it for a bounce. Shrugs off Loston. Claims for the high. And Jordan gets another one. Vloston claiming the high fend here. Great pickup. That's a good one. Great fend, just right in the center of the chest. Can't be too mad about that one. Young Vloston, and Jordan puts it through. And Sydney is getting a little bit of space now. Here it is again. That's just such a clean pickup from Heaney. It's a great kick from Bice. Just took his time with it and saw something he liked. I don't know how fast Heaney runs, but it was still a great kick, because I think Heaney just looked like he was still on a jog there. Wasn't it full pelt? But yeah, that's the weak foot delivery too. Seven and a half left in the quarter. No goals for Richmond. Tucked out. Warner can't read it. Now who gets the free kick? Hayden McLean's running downfield. He doesn't even know he's got it. Who's running off it now? Good mark. Smith goes inboard. Let's drop down now. What's happened there? Anywho, Hayward with a chance now. Not really sure what happened in that passage. Now Hayward, that looks better. Puts it through. In the back, I suppose, just jumped on him. Caleb Smith with the turnover there. Yeah. Hayward with the goal. McInerney's been relatively onside this game. Does well. He comes up. Does well. Now here comes Sydney again. Not 15 there. Chuck. Goes himself. That was not a kick. Still had players ahead of him. Does well. Has another bounce. Not 15 for Ralph Smith. Handballs over the top. Hopper. Needs to get rid of it. Oh. So how long have we got here? Oh. Hard free kick to give away that. Good sport, Ralph Smith. I just wouldn't be taking on Rowbottom, the best tackler in the AFL as it is. As well, along the ground. Now Blakey's going to get a free kick. Sydney have really just worked their way back into this now. Steps around the man on the mark. Launches. McLean going to get it. Just punched away from Broad. Just had the run and jump. Now, Pressure on this kick out. Still going. Up it goes. Doesn't quite get there. Ralph Smith. Tackle from Melican. Presti is getting in amongst it. About 4 minutes left in this one. Nav says right now, Tigers playing poorly. I think more Sydney is playing well at this stage. That's really what's going on. But yes, you're right. A few simple skill errors coming from the Tigers. For Taranto, gets it out. Big bouncing ball. Over 2. Blakey now. Big up and under. Mongrel the mark. No one's able to. Back in again. I get down. Heaney claiming got him over the shoulder. Points to the screen. Points to the screen. That'd be a free kick against in years gone by. Now it's interesting in the bottom right one it says Carlton Essendon tomorrow at 7 PM. That's interesting. Hands free Sheldrick. Keeps going. Up it goes. Brown mark out the back. Mark +6 for Trainer. Gone back now. God, he's playing like a mini Nick Martin. Kick to Broad. Oh, drop the mark. Have to keep going though. Campbell's quick. And there's the turnover. Forward half. Come on, Bice. Get the tackle in. Get the tackle in, Bice. Oh. There's Bolter. Look. Am I allowed to make those jokes? Maybe not. Maybe not. Off the ground. That's annoying. Bice was about to get a fucking... Oh, wait. Oh, it's not high. Okay, well, this might have said mine or something. Oh, well. It's a Bice tackle. Doesn't get a lot of those. Ball up. I think Richmond is in survival mode now. Can't pick it up. Over the top. Ross. Oh, again. Quick with the whistle, but they're just doing what they're told. Umpires. Haney with a little karate kick out of it. Hayward now. Francis. Kemp. He almost tried to chip that. He didn't kick through the footy. Sort of bunted it. Goes, good mark. Up again. McCartan with a big mark. 2 minutes now. Rampy. Looking for those yellow boots. There's the yellow boots. One more. Lovely. Bice again. Runs, has a bounce. Shanks the kick. Gets it back. Fends one off and he gets another kick. That is what we play the game for. Go back to him. He's still running. Get it back to him. Over the top. Still there. Setting a screen now. Oh. Good work, Bicey. And now just another intercept mark for Richmond. And now, minute left in the quarter. Tigers need to go. Well done, Cunningham. This just gives that Swans defence a chance to reset. Goes away again. Trainer with another handball. Good kick. 45 seconds. Choose to play on. Train to underground handball. Too hot for Sonsi and has to take it out of play. Oh. Yeah, straight out for Sonsi. And that should do us for the quarter. Ball. Not quite. Here they go, though. Sonsi over the top. Needs to tap it on. Does well. Handball's there. They have to look inside now. Keep going around the edge. Could be a run and mark for... And Blakey just needed to go for the footy. Just stood out and didn't go. See this? Now Sims, yeah. Lizard just had to go for it. He just looks back, gives him a bump, and doesn't even try and spoil it. Sims hits the post from directly in front. It's been a bit of that for Richmond, and another goalless quarter for them. We take a look at those fantasy scores. Do a quick refresh, and what have we got? So Trainer on top with a 62. 6 marks, 9 kicks, 3 tackles. Wow, people are probably wishing they held on to him. So what was he... Speaking on Trainer, what was he going on before this game when people were trading him out? So... Oh, nah, you couldn't keep him, I suppose. So he got subbed out on that 2. 70, an 80, a 60. Then a 50 versus North, a 20 versus Essendon, a 30 versus GWS. And now the game he's having against the Swans. But yeah, he dropped, God knows how much, probably 100k before this. So if you were holding on to him, that's just absolutely awful for you. So I'm not too mad with that, because the only players that this would be benefiting are ones that, you know, had already dropped the 100k. So that's fine. We go in now to who else is at top? Prestia doing well. Bicey, 57, you ripper. So he's obviously benefiting a whole lot off of Roberts not playing and taking that halfback distributor role, which I sort of figured when I switched around their trades in my team and pocketed the cash, allowed me to keep Levi Ashcroft, which a 60. Gonna lose money on him. Might not have been a clever move, but I just need the numbers on field. Anyway, Bice getting the score. So what was he going when everyone was trading him out? So he had that. Few nice ones. 40s, 60s, 50s, 70s before his 9. 99 break even. Could he make money and then keep us going the other way? He might be someone we can hold over the bye. Maybe. Oh, pushing it now. It might just be a thank you for the saving score and leave. So that'll be, an interesting one around our man Riley. Who else is scoring big in this one? So Heaney 55 with the goal. Mills 54 is definitely a watch because he's come down a little bit since the start of the season pricing, obviously. So it takes him down to, he's gone down 15k. So it's a little bit. He's got a break even of 92, but he looks like he might be going above that. 60 against Melbourne. Didn't play against Crows, and he's on 34.5. Not 34, why does it say that? 54 at halftime, but he's playing good football as well, which is what you like to see. And players are looking for him too, you can sort of tell. Campbell's getting amongst it. Tom Brown's getting amongst it. Blakey's speed's dropped off a little bit. Sheldrick's worked his way up to a 44. So on him as well. So he's on track for another 80 score. Just keeps on doing it. He's looking like the pick at the moment. But Mills back. Is this the time where he keeps his spot? Maybe, because who's out for Sydney at the moment? It's an interesting one to look at with him. So they still need to bring back a Marty as a tall. Still need to bring back Papley. But would they just come in for, like a Cunningham who hasn't played this season? A Francis who's filling a gap? Hanley's not doing a lot. They've still got roots, and those are forwards as well. So maybe the concern with him was Mills, but considering that they're both playing, it's looking very, very good for owners of Sheldrick. A Toronto 40 isn't enough. Grundy 39. So he had a big quarter. That one did, Grundy. Warner 34 with a goal. You need more. I think he might be playing a bit more forward time. Personally, from what I'm assessing. McAuliffe's gone up to a 34, so he's doing okay. Anyone else of note? Where's Caleb Smith 34 as well. That's great for owners of him. Looking like my pick of, where's the Caleb Smith? Yeah, looking like my pick of Berry over him is not been the best 50-50 for me, considering Smith defender only. Yeah, it's a tricky one to tell for him. Break even of 2. He'll keep moving up at that price. And then who else are we looking for here? Yeah, Corey 22. He's going to probably lose money. And that's all for really the rookie options. What's happening with Jack Rossi? He's got 2 touches just quietly. Anywho, from here, I suppose we'll just look at some of the results and see what implications those have had on fantasy for this week. So, Dogs v Hawks. Hawks bounce back in, and in a big way was, English went huge with a 139, and he was tipped to do it as well. Just both rucks, him and Meek, doing well there. Kennedy 132 is huge for him, and that just locks him in as a forward, and looking like one to maybe bring in if you've got the cash for it. Bailey Dale 112. A lot of people were bringing him in out of somewhat desperation. just to fill in their defence numbers with no Roberts, but Dale with that. What's his break even at? 94. Yep, he'll keep moving up. He might even get to over a mil. Would be nice for owners of him. So we might be able to figure this out with Dale. So 94 break even, projected 89. Yeah, no, he could go over a mil possibly. Maybe not. Newcomb one away. It's not relevant enough for us. I think Richards was. Obviously, Bont 91 is disappointing. But look, if those two behinds turn to 2 goals, he's sitting on a score of above 100, and you're happy with that. So for a poor game and low time on ground for him, not the real end of the world. Don't think anyone will have Fraser. Seamus Mitchell and Sam Butler both tearing it up in the VFL. I got some good scores. There for them. 14 touches, 10 touches. But thing of note, a 68% time on ground for Sam. Seamus Mitchell getting a bit more time there. A few more marks. A bit more uncontested ball, that kind of thing. For him, Treloar 67 time on ground. Had a few little scares in there. I don't think he's going to be relevant this year. And look, well, God, what's his break even at? 140, and he scored a 60. He's going to be getting real cheap, real quick. So one to keep an eye on is Treloar. Sanders 53. You probably should have jumped off him before now anyway. And Davidson 31, same story there. And that'll do. But yeah, good game there. I tipped the Dogs, so well done, Hawthorn. Now, this one I'll speak more about in the weekly podcast, which we'll try and upload on a Wednesday or Thursday. But disappointing end for my Lions. The worm tells you all you need to say. Look at all those behinds. 5 goals kicked for Adelaide in the last quarter from about, I think it was 8 or 9 entries, I think, off memory. And then, 0 goals, 8 from Brisbane kicked from, I think it was 20 plus. So disappointing end for the Lions. But I'm not too worried about it, considering where we're placed and how we look for September. Now, Ashcroft 113 with 31 disposals. He'll go up to a premium price very soon, which I'm looking forward to jumping off him when the Brisbane bye comes along. But for now, he can just keep doing his thing here for me. Now, Dawson, someone I wanted to touch on. 109. So with a goal, not an amazing score. But the thing with Dawson, he got this from 18 disposals in this game. 18 of them. So it just talks about, 12 kicks, 6 handballs, 4 marks, 11 tackles, and obviously that goal there. So it's not all just touches with him. So if you put that into context, if he gets a 30 disposal game, he's going to be right up there, putting up big 140s, 150s. So the Crows have their bye a week after next, break even of 121, so he will continue to go down, probably to that around about a mil mark. He's gone up since the start of the year, but he will, you imagine, go down before that, and he will easily be a lock for top 8 midfielders, I should be saying. Anyone else relevant? McCluggage doing his thing. Keys. I saw some people in the Supercoach land having a punt on him, and 3 goals. The amount of assists and involvements he had too. It would be fantastic to be owning him. I'll give a shout out to Supercoach Horse, who put the vice captaincy on him as well, putting out a big 120. So well done to you, Horse. Now Zorko 87, I want to touch on as well. Because I didn't get to catch the game, but was he being tagged? Because his quarterly breakdown, so he's had a few scores of under 100 in a row now, but he will still be a top 6 defender. If I pull up the score breakdown for him. Just bear with me. I think he was on 50 at three-quarter time. 50 at three-quarter time, then had a big 37-point final one. So when the whips get cracking, that's when he can come out. We know he gets the cheap ball as well. So 87's it's a bad score. We're not going to comb over that. And he's going to lose money again. If you don't have him, you'll be able to pick him up cheap. Possibly over the bye, if you'd like to, for him. And yeah, not great from him. Some more sort of relevant options there. Dunkley 81. So I don't know if it's really a debate anymore, but I'll call it a conversation between Dunkley and Dawson. Dunkley has 20 disposals and scores an 81. Dawson has 18 and gets 109. So, I think if you're tossing between the two, it's an easy vote for Jordan Dawson. Rankin 68. I think he's just been playing more forward, judging off those kick to handball ratios. A few clearances in there as well, but yeah, I think he might be getting pushed out, and he honestly might be someone that I'm okay to trade out come the Adelaide bye. We'll see how the team's going around then, I dare to say. Yep, that's that with Rankin. Levi Ashcroft to 63. Played all game. Didn't get subbed out. 20 disposals. And 1 mark. 0 tackles is what's killed him in this one with 74% time on ground as well. So that plus the sub last week is enough flags to jump on. Like I said, my plan to jump off rather. Like I said earlier, my plan was to get him out this week, but with the Roberts news, I say I just couldn't do it. I could have, but I would have had less numbers on ground, and I'd be missing out on this lovely buy score at the moment. So it might honestly work out as a net gain for me. Sambury 60, 75% time on ground, 17 touches, 2 marks, 2 tackles is okay. Does put his job security in a bit of trouble, though, I will say. Lohman 51 with a goal. A lot of people jumped on him as an option. So had a break even of 8. Had a 58, 79, a 51. Now he doesn't get any easier with the Giants and with the Cats before the bye, but he will be making money, just probably not at the rate as some other rookies can go out, I imagine. Anyone else really of note fantasy-wise? I don't think so. Ty Gallup subbed off in his debut. A key forward, just chop out ruck. Isn't really the fantasy scoring position there. And yeah, that's about it for that game. Go through to the rest of today's games, at the very least, I imagine. 4 minutes left in halftime. We can zoom through. So, Cats, all eyes on Bailey Smith. I've got my vice captaincy on him because Gold Coast don't typically run a tag. Holmes is there for me as well, which is nice. Anderson doing his thing, just too much inside time for me personally. Noble's made some good cash. Myers, he could be that final top 6, forward option that we're looking at. Because he was 888. He's 888 this week. He was under 800k last week. Break even of 46. 2 tons in a row. And my, as we know with Geelong, their draw opens right up for the rest of the season with the amount they're playing in Geelong. And, I mean, they've got Richmond twice, still got North. They obviously played West Coast last week where he got that 137. So him playing as that high half forward, setting up plays, will get plenty of the footy and should, rack up your points on fantasy as well. So keep an eye out for that number 32 in the Geelong jersey. Not a lot else, really, considering we're going to want to be trading in really only rookies and your top-of-the-line premiums now over the buys. Stewart is scary, scary stuff for me. He just hasn't been looking his best. How I was talking about Mills this game is not just scoring well, but playing great footy. Stewart had that 73 and that 92, and especially that 92 that we did the watch-along for last week. He's just still sort of limping around and, not at full pelt or going hard into contests. So I'm staying well away from that. If you do launch into it, then you're a braver person than I am. And other than that, no real rookies. I suppose we'll keep an eye on young Leo Lombard. Obviously kicked his goal and was absolutely loving it last week, but he's one to keep an eye on, I suppose, as we're counting down the last couple of minutes of the halftime break. Giants v Port. Look into it. Vicentini's going to be an interesting one in the ruck. However, I don't really want to be using ruck trades with how the buys are working and how desperate you need to be getting players onto the park. But with that said, that's a great question, Riley, and I was talking about it earlier around Bice. If he does, I want to see what happens to his break even, because his role's been jeopardized with Roberts in the team. So this game he's been taking Roberts' role, distributing off half-back. There's no real, you can see that pretty clearly with your eyes. I think if his break-even's down, if you've got bigger fires to put out, you could hold him. I'm not entirely against it, although I think it would be safer to take your money and run, take your score and run before he possibly disappoints again, because we want to be getting in bigger players than him as well, and he's up to 600k, so you can make that work with him. So I'm gonna say, to give you an answer, to hop off the fence, I'm gonna say no. I wouldn't at this stage. Although, who's on the buys? Will be in it. Yeah, because Sydney are on the buy as well. Yeah, no, he's a perfect candidate for a trade out, actually, and it's a Richmond matchup that you get out of him too. So that's enough on Bice, and I think we might actually cover this Giants v Port game in the 3/4 time break, possibly after, because we are back away. And bounce has been had on my end. Grundy taps down to Heaney. Starting off with a big tackle. Heaney holding the head. Been watching too much Chad. Pressure in there. So I think that, the Tigers really do need to start this one off well and not let the Swans get too cozy running through here. Good handballs, but great pressure from Sydney causing the turnover, and Campbell's been running everywhere. This is what Cleary needed to be doing when he was in the team. Heaney can't take it. It's like the Colgate ad. Hands up and the big smile. Trainer again. God. Talking about bias. Trainer's in the same camp as him, I reckon. And Heaney's a bit wobbly. Ooh. His right knee, let's see. Ooh, his right knee's just facing a little bit like outward on the landing. Let's see that. Oh, it bends a bit. Anyway. Okay, another blood rule. Let's have a little stoppage in play. Get that Grundy. Mills gets it out of the touch. He'll get there again. Feed it out again. Mills has been very impressive. Look at that. Just gets it back. That was brilliantly done on the smother. And yeah, Mills is really impressing me this game. Grundy hoofs it forward. No, it's not going to be... I can't... No, what the fuck are these commentators on about deliberate there? He's just shanked it. He's a... So it was spinning. Now, Grundy gets out of it. Turns it over. Trainer with another touch on that wing. Ooh. Oh, I'm paying high. Yeah, he knows his Fox the umpire there. Floston goes down. What's up with Grundy? He's just kind of standing there. Limp from road bottom. Yeah, Grundy was sort of just standing in the middle of everything. Wins it. McInerney gets one out. Hasn't done a lot. Just absolutely threw that one to Lloyd. Now it's a tricky one because he's got his one arm pinned as he caught it, so there's no prior opportunity. He's on his knees, so he can't go for a kick. Yeah, what's he meant to do? McInerney tackle. There's Nank getting some work on his chompers. Well, not his lips, not his chompers, I must say. There's clash of heads with Heaney. Chad now needs to get rid of it and does. Bison there, lovely job. Blakey looking out the back. McLean will take that over his head all day. Now McLean's got to be kicking this, you'd imagine. Now McLean. And it's through. And then, yeah, just over the top. Good mark. Bice involved in it as well. There he is. Yes, judged a bit late from Bolter, I think. Nice. Now McInerney gets out of it. Good shit kick. Lloyd could have played on. Taking his time, and he does. Looks wide for Grundy. And it goes... McLean nearly again. But Sydney are really starting to flex their muscles now. Tap down. Booted away by the Richmond defence. Has to bounce. Does well, Melican. Can he hit a target? Big pack. Not quite there. Now Smith with a tackle. Great haircut on him as well, I must say. Caleb Smith. Tap down. A cagey game. Tapped away does Grundy. Well done, Heaney wins the free kick. Now Heaney. Short top goal square. Oh, big fly. Now Caleb Smith just hoofs it up and under. Oh, does that Mills under it. Melican now. Look at that. Wide to Bice. A lovely +6 for him. Wrap around, get it again. Wrap around and get it again. Oh, Blakey. Goes long into 50. McAuliffe with a big grab now. Another one goes long. Try to tap forward. Lynch has been unsided. Bice could get a tackle here. Could get a handball. And he does. Lovely stuff. As to Sheldrick. Sheldrick will only get one more. Picks it up. Doesn't dispose of it. Ross up and under. Great mark, Blakey. Now then, Bice. Great kick. Heaney over the top. Grundy. Has it stayed in? And Grundy gets it. Has that stayed in? Has that stayed in? Well, Grundy with the goal. This will be the angle for it. Ooh. This angle won't tell us anything. Oh, he's kept that. Well done. Yeah, he's kept it in. Kept that in. That's a legit goal. 100%. Manseloff sub used. There we go. McIntosh comes on. Means that all the Richmond rookies going to be surviving. Your Smiths, your McAuliffes. Trainer, I suppose. We're going to sub Trainer off in this form. And there he is again. Just popping up. McIntosh is there. Looks inside. Misses everyone. Bouncing around. McAuliffe. Handballs over the top. McCann run down. No, you can't pay that. Locked in. Who's that? Nank getting stuck in the Chad. The late tackle. Chad does well. Well done, Hanley, to keep that in play. Waiting to get the ball. That we do. And in it comes again. And now Grundy just hoofed away. Can't mark Bolter. Francis still going. Hayward goes forward. 1-on-1. Campbell. Smith. Beautifully done. He's been fantastic and he's going to keep racking it up. Play on there. Oh. Lucky for Smith. Yeah, it's very, very lucky. Great mark. McCann, that might be 50. Yeah, that's got to be 50. No, it's definitely late. It's absolutely late. He's holding it up and Nank just makes a full other motion to knock it out of his hands. And McCartan, who we know has played forward so far this season, has a chance to kick another one. Tigers behind by 20 points. Well, I have a feeling that's about to extend out to a little bit more, Nav. McCartan. Sprayed across the face. We've lost him with the kick out. Up goes Grundy going for the mark. Just juggles it. Can't quite get it. Nank handballs it out. McIntosh's first involvement in there. Well done, Sheldrick. Mills. Beautifully done. Smith. Gets rid of it. And here comes Chad. Angry Chad again. Always complaining. You're right. Sydney are playing well. I mean, Richmond could be doing more, but yeah, Sydney doing enough. Doing enough. Tap forward. Ross. Brought down. He hasn't got much space, Ross, in this one. Bias just missing out a chance for another disposal. Sheldrick gets one. So who's on the mark? Just telling everyone he's just going to drop it in. Quite. Done well. Angry Chad having some words with Dean Cox. Tapped up. Whoa! Rolled cautiously, Ledeck. I'd like to see that again. Well tackled again. Can't do broad now. Oh, missed it. Good tackle, loses it. Smith on hands and knees. There again. Oh, Heaney tries to run through, still going. Francis gets boot to ball. Barely gets rid of it, Sonsey. Vlosten now. Kicks it out. And he pays it. It did go over the head of one of them, of one of the Richmond players, and he was chasing after it and not far off, so the benefit of the doubt. Does well, that's a mark. 50. That has to be 50, right? Does well now. Swans players all around. Rowbottom does well to get a kick off. Need to switch it now. There's a man on trainer. Does well. Banks now looking for the outlet kick. Smothered Blakey. Trips. Leaves Vlosten go. Just not a great kick. Vlosten. Over the top. Sonsey. Looks low. How's the bounce? Bice needs to get rid of it, and he does. No touch for Bice. We'll have to look at a score update soon. Heaney misses. Jordan now. Corridor opened up for Sydney. Corridor on a ball! Big tackle, and he's bumping into everyone. Is that Sims? Well left from trainer. And McAuliffe. Nah, can't be 50 for that. Up it goes. McCann intercepted. He'll want to slow it down, which will give us a chance to look at our fantasy scores. Grundy 84 after a 1-point first quarter. My goodness. Trainer 75, so he's on track for a ton here. That's magnificent, but obviously no one's still holding him, I imagine. Mills 74, also on track for 100. He's one I'm going to keep a very close eye on there. By 72, 95% time on ground for him is phenomenal. I don't hold a lot of faith in him keeping this scoring rate up, but the fact he's hit 70 from here, if you said by the end of the game he scored a 70, I would have taken that. McAuliffe has been great after a slow start as well. Plenty of marks around there. Taranto has been disappointing. Sheldrick on a 52 is enough, especially at this rate of the game. Caleb Smith 47 is phenomenal if you're onto him. I wish I fucking was now. Yeah, Chad 43 doesn't surprise me, but a lot of people are holding on to him. And am I missing anyone from here? Corey 22, if you're somehow holding on to him after last week. And yeah, that'll just about do. So good stuff from Bicey. Hayward's dropped in. Drop back. Oh, Lloyd. Gets there, Hayward. There's another Mills. Yeah, also Golden to come back as well. I don't know when he's due, but it's another knock on Sheldrick's job security. Yeah, just plenty of movement from Sydney, and happy to just chip it around for now. Long down the line from Lloyd. Can't quite get there. Vloston does well. It's met by 3 Swans as Prestia. Five to go in the quarter, just over. Heaney just wrapped up. Tapped over. Lloyd again. Wicks now has a run. Inside 50. No one there. Tahini. Caught, but beats the tackle. Hayward. He's going to get another ball in. Smith down again, but getting his hands on it. I think Bice was scoring a whole lot more when it was down Richmond's attacking end, but not so much at the moment. Rowbottom keeps going. Kicks forward. Jordan gets one. Not sure there's much in that. Yeah, Taylor Adams looking ready to get the vest off. Jordan puts it through. And yeah, the Tigers are just fallen well off, and this is what you sort of expect from them right now with where they're at. And yeah, holding over the shoulder, I think it's hard to argue against. Good finish, Jordan. James Michael Jordan is his name. Oh my goodness. That's pretty funny. Good tackle again from Rowbottom. Mills, McLean out back. Not quite. Heaney bursts through. Breaks a few tackles. Warner! Goal. It's beautifully done. Yeah, just look at that from Heaney. Burst through 1, 2, handballs it off. And then Warner. Hanley out. Adams in. Even with, what's his name? Sheldrick as well. If he avoids if he keeps getting selected, that is, there's every chance he's going to be a big sub contender. Interesting from, I think it was Brown trying to intercept there. Misses the target. And Sydney just starting to get a little bit swamped. Brown now just got to work here. Head over the footy, holding the arm. Yeah. Jonty full. Yo. Oh my goodness. He's got a boot on him, this Jonty Full. Huge boot. Has a bounce. And looks to the line. And Caleb Smith unsure on what he's meant to do there. Grundy with some more points to his good. Two minutes left till the final break of the match. Sheldrick wins another free kick. He's going to get another kick out of it. Not 15. Wicks. And just happy to chip it around. Where's Bice? Where are those yellow boots? Is he on the field? No. Where is he? Where are those yellow boots? Is he on the field? Yeah, he's on the field. Where is he? Not on screen. Broad wins it. Smith again. Bolter's fumbling. It's got to get down now. God. Plenty of tackles for Rowbottom. Grundy belts it forward. It's misread. No one's gone for it. Oh, no one went for it. Great take. 5-4. It'd have to work well to get one here. They're out too. No way is he going for this. Wait. Final term. Yeah. Not a lot to play for now. It's Swans by 40 with 7 goals. Let's see what's happening on the fantasy front. So we have Grundy to ton up with a quarter to go. So I want to have a look at his... I want to have a look at how he's... it's breakdown. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. This point breakdown's going. So he has gone. Wow, an individual point in the first quarter, and then he's gone 38 and 61 in that last quarter with the goal. Oh my. Wow. 61, is that the biggest quarter for the season? It might be. It's everywhere for him. Mills up to 92. I want him now. It's official. Get me this guy into my team. He's a mid-pricer. Trainer might actually surpass his break-even and make some money, despite being traded out by everyone and their dogs. Bice, a little point of difference for me. He's up to a 78. So here's the thing. I'm not confident he's going to hit 100 from here. Even with the fact that Sydney are probably going to be more content with his chipping it around now. Yeah, so his breakdown, 25 in the first, 32 in the second, 21 in the third. So yeah, just more than happy with what he's done for me now. I just needed him as a placeholder for this week. I was going to cop the cash loss. And if you told me that Bice was going to be the one impressing me and Levi Ashcroft was going to be letting me down, not the other way around, would have told you were crazy. McCall of 73 for a rookie pick is fantastic as well. He is priced at 564k after already going up 168. Break even of 30. Comes off the back of 250s, an 80 and a 90. And has the buy next week as well, so you can choose to hold him over it or just say thanks for the cash and move him on. I'd be keeping him happily with what he's doing there, McAuliffe. Hayward, Nag, Jordan, anyone else? 1 or 2 goals for a 60. You'd want more from him. So he's looking on track for an 80, which is annoying because, again, it looked like it would have been lower. And as a non-Warner owner, that would have been nice for me. I feel like I've skipped some people. Maybe not. Sheldrick, 56, same thing. I would have liked if he was lower than that, especially with someone that went Berry over him. But 56, I suppose, he's not getting his full output. Smith, 50, in the same camp as well, except even cheaper for him. Riley, with the news just in, hang on, is that legit? Bailey Smith injured for the game. Wowee, this is a bombshell. What on earth? Bailey Smith injured, he's right. Alright, sound the alarms. Thank you for that, Riley, my goodness. So we're going to have to make some captaincy movements after this game's done. Just under an hour to do it. And that's going to be playing with, what is it? 6, 10, 22. That's me playing with 21 for this week. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that, Riley. That's a huge, huge bombshell just dropped in. And even in the Cats' chance of winning as well. Holy, that's bloody shook me. So I saw him warming up on the stream. But yeah, not warming up, just kicking a footy around. But gee, alright. In terms of this game though, well, there's just a little bit of time left. I think that's pretty much everyone you'd be keeping your eyes on, I suppose. Yeah, Corey Warner still 22 for him. And Grundy's had a hit out taken off him. It goes down to 99. That's pretty funny. I suppose 1 minute to go. Quick. Check on Giants v Port as well. Takes me to Whitfield will do his thing. Depending if he's playing half forward or not, would be the watch with him. Rosie is one that if you didn't have before, you should have been trading in this round off Port's bye. Ash has been my big stinker of the season after trading him out in round 2. Tom Green should be a top 8 mid, so he's a watch as well. Butters is getting real cheap. He's not trading this week, but one to just look at going forward. And yeah, I suppose any real rookies. Yeah, Vicentini is a good watch as well as the stand-in ruckman while Briggs is injured. Our man, if I can find his name, yeah, Nick Madden. Nick Madden. I know about 3 Nick Maddens, and that's not even the one from the movie, so interesting one. But yeah, Ruck subs at this stage, gets an extra number on the park, I suppose could be an option if you have the trades, but yeah, bigger fires for me, to be honest. And this game's just slowly starting to simmer out, Richmond v Sydney, but yeah, let's get back into the end of it. Grundy picks up another +6. What a sight to look back into. So Grundy's an interesting one because, you know, it really is Gawn and Jerry. But Grundy's last few scores, I tell you what, oh my goodness, 115, 111, 134, 124, and 105 with about a quarter to go. He's been humongous. Just with the trades working, not going to be possible really for him. Not 15. Tapped on, not 15. Gets rid of it. Yeah, Tigers are just getting sloppy now. Alright, can the Tigers get something from this? Nine, hits the wrong side of it, and that's going to be out on the full. Kick in now. Can we find Bice? Where is Bice? And it's beyond Bice now. Oh no, bad turnover from Bolter. Warner with a touch. Heaney with a touch. And just acres of space for Grundy. And this a chance to really twist the knife. Bailey Smith injured. I can't believe that. That's Grundy. Should be a point. Yeah, no point looking at it. So I'm just doing my best to find what the go is with the Bailey Smith injury. So who's going to start in the middle now? Atkins. Oh, it's bloody confusing. I don't know why I'm looking. So Duncan is a sub as well. McLean can't quite mark. That'll be high. Or not. So Lynch has been invisible this game, hasn't he? It's the big one. It's nothing forward. 3 goals for the game. That has to be deliberate. What's he done? What has he done there? That's going to give Warner owners a free kick. Centers it. Oh, through Hayward's hands. Nank now. Brown. Out on the full again. And it goes again, and it's a free mark, and they're going to play on quickly. I like it. Dotwell has another bounce. Could be 50. Not going to get it. Up it goes. Good mark. Now Lynch. This is what Lynch is doing. He's just sitting there. Now Chad with a +6. He might... Fuck, he might still get to a good score here. He's going to get it back with a 1-2. Now a kick. Where's Bice? Not 15. I'm looking for Bice. I'm still looking. Struggling to find him. Well done, McInerney now. He's going to drive forward on the chest. Heaney just can't glove it. Adams gets boot on ball and slaps it forward. It's it forward. Got to work here now, and he's just going to take a tackle. Campbell forward. Oh, and there's Lynch. Just disposes of him. Now Lynch. Can he at least get one for the game? I know a few punters will be wanting this. And off the post. Goes forward, does Mills. Sheldrick. And now Francis gets a mark. Wow. And Jordan with another. Just keeps on racking up for the Tigers. Yeah, Cox is loving it. Yeah, annoying. Another sort of just fizzled out ending for the Watchalong this week. We've picked some good ones, but yeah, not to be this week. Kicked forward. No. Up it goes, and Grundy again. Goodness me. Inboard, Francis. Can't mark. Still there. Blakey gets out. Smith needs to get rid of it quickly and does, just boots it in. Lynch doing his best. Now Grundy again. He's going to get it. Oh my goodness. Now then, where's Bice? Where's Bice gone? This is what I was talking about, how I was just happy with what he'd done, because I didn't see him scoring much more, to be honest. Well done, Nankervis. Is he even on the field? And we just get the news that it's been 2 hours since Tigers have kicked a goal. McCartan bursts out of a pack. Dunwell goes inboard. There's another +5 for Warner. In front of Adams. Looks inside. All day for Francis. Yeah. Francis should put this to a 50+ point lead for the Swans. Yeah, straight through. Haney, look at that. 3 people around him and then just centers it in. +5 for Warner. Let's look at the scores, actually. This is going to hurt. Bice has been unsided. Warner's been picking up. Grundy's up to a 122. Mills 105. Yeah, I think Bice has had a kick. Or has he? Maybe not. Anywho. Grundy's up to a legacy score now. Trainer 84's done great. Warner's up to a passable score, which is annoying because it looked like it wasn't going to be passable for a moment there, especially against Richmond. Yeah, Bice hasn't moved. McAuliffe 73 you'd take. Yeah, Sheldrick 67 hasn't done a lot, to be honest. Smith 53 is fine. Nothing setting the world on fire. And Corey Warner also hasn't moved, obviously, yeah. Keep it at that. Probably lost check until the end of the game. Nicely done. Stripped out from Mills with another kick forward. Bolton nearly had it. Broad turnover. Lossing it scored high again. Now, can we just see another Bice +6, please? You know, something to put a smile on my face. Bice. Oh, it's +3. Boston just trying to rack up. It's the new Ginnivan. And yeah, as we can see, 66 disposal to 36 in the favour of the Swans. Just been dominating possession. Cunningham. Where's Bice? Sheldrick has it. McInerney. McLean on the edge of 50. Has he got the legs from here is the question. He's going to drop it in. And Warner gets held. What is wrong with you? Chad says. Angry Chad. Angry Chad might be my favourite kind of Warner, to be honest. Drops out. Sonsi sells some candy to Cunningham beautifully. Turnover Sydney again. Go inside. Jordan again. He's been good today. Might even feature in some coaches' votes. Well done. Listened out for the play on call, did Vlosten, and just left. Has to be quick though. Where's Bice? Down the bottom of screen. Can we get a switch? Bice. He's getting back down the bottom of screen. Get there. Come on, tackle. He has to try and help out. He did leave his man up there, so he's about to pay the price for it. Now, can he give something for the Tigers fans to cheer about? No, drags it. Now, can Bice get there for a mark? He's there. Go to him. Oh. Mark McLean. Now, where's Bice again? Come on. No. Just see if he's on the field still. Yeah, he is. Bice, McInerney. He takes the space. And Heaney drops that. He usually marks them. Jordan. And the full. So Smith gets a +6. And up it goes. Spoiled Blakey. Didn't try to punch the leather. Oh. Try to punch the leather off it like he's been known to do and miss and just air swing. Oh. No. What are they talking about free kicks for that? Bump ball. Wow, that's a very good call. Sit out. Rowbottom's upset that he missed that tackle. Another one for the stats sheet. It's just 4 minutes remain. Jumps past. Richmond hold. Hopper now. Lynch can't mark. Come on there, Bice. He gets a +2. Gets him to an 80 at least. We'll take that. Presti a big mark. I don't know if he has the legs from here. Campbell just can't hold on to it. Goes check side. Kicks a goal. Fuck me, he says. Over it goes. Yeah, it's the missed tackle. That'll be an annoying one, but Campbell, yeah, kicked 2 of the 4 goals today for the Tigers. Top 25 player in the comp, apparently, Campbell. And Cunningham going back, beautiful mark. Calms it down, look at Bice down the bottom. Look at him in space. No. Great mark, Corey Warner. Game may be done, but this could be the difference, having enough money to make the trades you want or not, if your player can get a few cheap points here. Not a lot left now. Nank takes Robomb to the ground. And up it goes again. Done well, Adams. Bice gets shrugged off in a tackle. Someone needs to put a name on it, and these Swans players. Lynch to handball out. It's going to run forward. Few. Lynch, he got himself. Just doesn't get a good bounce. Oh. Another point. 4-11 for the Tigers. Alright, 2 minutes to go now. I'm just trying to check on some of the point breakdowns. 30 plus for Blakey, goodness me. Whoa! Can there be one more for either team now? Smith from the outside. Campbell again. Just can't wrap it around his body enough. Blakey was 20th kick for the game. Flicks it up. Ralph Smith gets it out. Can there be one more? Kicked forward. An intercept mark McCartan. And that should be all she wrote. Well, it was all she wrote a long time ago, but... Oh, is that Bicey +6? Lovely stuff. That's what we want to see. That's like the best end to a game you can imagine. Kick down. Fumble. And here come the Swans again. Good to Bice. McInerney. Hayward, now they're out the back. How's the kick? Does well, can't mark. 20 seconds. Clean, gets it again. Snaps. Just not coming back. And there we go. Yeah, Tom Harley on screen, who we know has got a big promotion coming up. 5 seconds. And there it is. Sydney are back. I wouldn't say back. I wonder who they've got in their next one. Alright, let's see how we ended up points-wise. Full-time, I think I know who's going to be top. And right I am. Brody Grundy with a massive 139. Blakey 133. Mills 110. 25 touches for him. He'll be, one to keep an eye on just based on his previous record. Well, Spice up to a 93 is fantastic for him and for me, but I still think if you have him, it's just too much of a risk to hold on to him when you could jump off for a much safer option, especially since that last quarter he found himself with 15. 3 disposals. So, that's enough to scare me off. If he did consistent 325.1s, and maybe there was a chance, but no, I still think I'll be jumping off him. Not holding over the bye. Prestier 88, if anyone was brave enough to jump on him, but he slowed right down. He came out like a bullet. Trainer 84, was he unsided in the final quarter as well? Not to be exactly that relevant. 2 handballs for him. Warner saves it to an 80. I would have felt much more comfortable if he scored sub 80, but we'll have to take that. McAuliffe with an 80 as well is great if you have him in there for some cash. Jen. Sheldrick 77's okay. Breaks his run of 80s, but obviously a lot less inside game with just the nature of versing Richmond, Caleb Smith 64 is great as well. You're getting the same scores as a lot of mid prices for paying a lot less for him. Yeah, because how much is he? Well, yeah, up to 322k now. He started at a 230k rookie. But yeah, you could have got him for that cheap price this week, or I think 280 odd k last week for Caleb Smith. That might end it for those sort of options, I think. No one else here is going to be that high owned. Corey Warner, 28. No. Taylor Adams, 19. He might be a watch just with a bunch of low scores if he does earn a spot back into their side. He's already down 125k, and he's going to keep on going down. He might even get into the 400s. So he's a watch, yeah, 32 injured game one. It's just his time on ground. He's been subbed in or subbed out of 3 of his 4 games, so might be a watch for him. Now, I think before we get into the summary of the rest of the upcoming games, we'll go first things first and switch my screen over to my fantasy team because we need to pick a new vice captain with that Bailey Smith news. And this just goes to show how important it is to have those options. Those options while you are best 18, to have those spare players is... Sorry, I don't know what I was saying there. Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of 60s here that I'll fall on, whereas other people, hey, they might be copping zeros. So Bailey Smith, yeah, as we can see on the emergencies. Now, who are we going to put our vice onto? So if we have a look, this will be... I'll just chuck captaincy on Petrarca real quick so that I can put the vice onto Jerry, because that's who I will be going now, with North obviously playing the first game of Sunday. So we have Essendon v Carlton. So who are our options in each of these? For me, that is. So I don't really want to go Holmes in the Cats game. I don't particularly want to go... Yeah, Rosie. Not really. I think for me, it's probably between a Gawn and a Nick Martin. So I might actually have a look on just one of our little tools on the Moreira's Magic website, on the DVP sort of predictor on what positions go best against which teams. Because Ruckman against Collingwood don't score particularly well, which obviously covers Gawn. Teams against Carlton, your inside mids go okay. Outside mids score very well. So for me, that might be a captaincy onto Nick Martin, to be honest. I'm happy enough to go with that. I don't think I'll need it anyway with Jerry there. But yeah, that's unfortunate that I would have liked 22, but 21 is still acceptable, especially since Bailey Smith's going to be, yeah, a red dot in everyone's sort of teams. Yeah, there's not a real lot else. It'd be a Rosie, Holmes, Martin, Petrarca, or Gawn. How do the inside mids score against Collingwood? Okay, yeah, I think Martin is probably the best look from the information we have available this season. Wonder what the traders did with theirs. Be interesting to see. Traders. Anyway, until then, we can have a look over the upcoming games going forward and who the sort of options are away from captaincy there. So in our upcoming games we have, so we covered Giants v Port. So North v West Coast, the Spoon Bowl. I'll be excited to give this a look. So I've got, X-Man, easy vice or captain option, even if that's the way you want to go. Kuko Dacos against Melbourne for a vice. Actually, sorry, I'm chopping and changing around everywhere. But he's a real option, maybe, because I don't think they run a tag, do they, Melbourne? And how do they inside mids go against them? Yeah, they go okay. So, yeah, I'm happy to go with Nick Martin, personally. So, what else is going on here? Yeah, Shees was a hard watch with how much forward time he gets. Quite similar to Whitfield, for me. And that'll also impact on Caleb Daniel as well if you had to hold on to him like I did. So, hey, Bice worked for me, having to hold on to him. Hopefully Daniel will be the same sort of deal. Not a lot else real relevant. Obviously, Marich has been starting to get burnt. He's up with a real high break-even of 104. Yeah, so he's a must-trade out if you're holding on to him. Not a lot else. McCurch is getting real cheap as well. He's a interesting trade-in option. Yeah, God, he's nearly below 600k now. Break-even of 64. Had that ton against Richmond, but just terrible scores in between that. So, be a good indicator of where he's sort of at. And yeah, not a lot else to watch. No real rookies of note, I don't think, for either team. Yeah, which takes us over to the second last game, which, as we know, is Carlton and the Bombers. And yeah, Martin's a must-have. Merritt playing off half-back will be an interesting watch. Caldwell, Setterfield, a few guys doing well in their inside mid-rolls, and maybe that's contributed to Merritt going back, or vice versa. They're just coming in to cover him. Cherra's been great if you started with him. He's not a trade-in for me, because he's premium price. You can be getting a, nearly a Tom Green or something like that with what he's at now. But if you started with him, then, fair fucking play. You've made 200k and had a guy that's averaging, nearly 100. So, well done to you of that. Tom de Koning is as cheap as he's ever been, I think. Yeah, 80k now. Break-even's high. Good matchup, but I don't think anyone have him with the rocks on the buys. And yeah, Walsh is an interesting watch, but just playing too much wing time for me. Not getting that inside time where he was scoring really high previously. High break even, still over 900k is a no thank you for me. Cripps will be interesting, but a bit like Warner, he's just not as fantasy relevant with lack of outside game. He scored a pretty consistent scoring for him, to be fair, apart from his game against Collingwood. And a good run. Bombers, West Coast, and North. Obviously coming off the bye as well, these Carlton players. So, if you're brave, it's not for me, but if you're brave. And other than that, yeah, Doherty, same camp. I just want to give him a look to see what he's doing. He's gotten pretty cheap. He's up 3k, but 112 against the Giants, 70 odd break even. Under 800k, it's just that job security with him as well that's a little bit scary. And a couple of rookies there in the form of Angus Clark and such. I think you need to be off Jackson Pryor by now as well. If he was one you started with, he did a job, went up about 300 odd k. But yeah, his cash gen is finished. Reed needs to go as well if you own him. And I'm happy with where we're at for these guys. And Vicentini for the Bombers as well. Could be getting a nice little roll as well. So keep an eye out for him. And the final game, Melbourne versus Collingwood on the birthday, the Kings or Queens, whoever it is now. Gawn's one of the two rucks, I would imagine, at this stage. But it's an okay matchup. He's on the way down price-wise as well, but he's scoring consistently over 100. So he's one to watch. Dacos as well. He won't get tagged in this game, so he could do some good things. Cameron's there. Petrarca for a guaranteed Ford top 6 role there if you haven't got him yet. Pickett's just too volatile for my liking. And yeah, as is Clayton Oliver, averaging exactly the same as Quietly. Bowie's doing some great things, but I think he's sort of topped out in price as well. We're having a few of these. Yeah, he got tagged and then just isn't where he was, so he's a trade out for mine too. Ned Long is a great mid-pricer that I think he's just too late to jump on now as he's over 800k. 55 break even though, and yeah, just doing the business before his bye and Collingwood's bye next week. Might even be a trade out then, depending on how the game goes. Who knows? And that wraps it up more or less. Langford's there as well, but his, like many others, cash gen has had a big halt to it. Break even of 90 now after that 36 against St Kilda. Xavier Lindsay, you can afford to hold on to up until their bye week after next, I think, since his break even's still at 51, so he's still making you just a little bit of money. And no one else really of note for mine. A few of these rookies that are coming in while Collingwood have been resting players are just no-goes for job security, I don't think. It's just a scary watch for mine. And yeah, that will wrap us up for the live stream. 5 minutes to go until the bounce of Geelong versus Gold Coast. Suppose I'll quickly go through my tips. Cats v Gold Coast. Got Cats by 2 or 3 goals, I think. Giants get up over Port by about 4 or 5. I think North can do a job even in Bunbury. They need to win this game since they sold it. Performance managers, copping heat for not winning games, but when the higher ups are selling them to Western Australia against Western Australian teams, it's not a great look. So must win game for North. I think they get up. Got Carlton over the Bombers, the depleted Bombers, and I think it'll be a close one though, say by 8. And then Collingwood, the best team in it at the moment, get the win over Melbourne by 3 or 4 goals as well. So with that, 5 minutes to get until the game starts. I'm going to have a quick look at my rank check as well. So I dropped a few ranks down to 8.2k after that Swans game, but I imagine that would just be a whole lot of Warner owners, a few people with... who else? Yeah, a few Warner owners and a few Richmond rookie owners, I imagine. Yeah, maybe some trainers or whatnot from there. But anyway, thanks for keeping me company on this, and thanks for the news, Riley Thompson, on Bailey Smith's late out, if you didn't know about that yet. We'll be aiming to put the podcast out on Thursday mornings, if not even earlier, just to wrap it up, look at the week, look at where we're at, trades, things like that. So tune into that, especially over the bye rounds. If you're a Supercoach player as well, I know the boys are crushing it on there, especially Big Horse. Last night was Ben Key's vice captaincy is a big one. So subscribe to the Insight Fantasy YouTube channel, X, wherever you're viewing this on. My X handle is down there at BK_IFS. I'll be posting about all the games and things going on in the meantime. So thanks again for keeping me company. Enjoy the rest of the weekend of footy, the public holiday. We haven't got that here in Brisbane, which is annoying, but I'll be watching the game from work. And take care of yourself, guys.